On the previous video, I was still talking about how my grandmother used to make me bring fruits, and I learned now, you know, that she was teaching me to provide. She never said it, but now it becomes natural. For instance, okay, now I don't buy fruits anymore, right? And obviously, the grocery is properly planned for and taken care of. Um, but for instance, I make sure there's bread. Like, I know this is to other people, that people are like, bread. But yes, I make sure there's bread in the basket, in the bread bin. Um, if I don't see margarine, whether it got depleted quicker than anticipated, I replace it, right? I make sure the people with me are sorted. Um, Obviously, sorted will be relative, you know, but I make sure that I take care of my own. But it's a skill that she taught me then. And now it no longer feels like a skill. Now it no longer feels like something that I ought to do. It just feels natural. Like it makes sense. Why shouldn't I do it? You know, why wouldn't I do it? Yeah, it has to be done. You know. So our ladies were taught by their mothers. So that's how they are raised, right? From childhood. No, now that's stuck to their head. And when they grow up, they want that man that was described by their parents. And it is nawe uzokwazi. So instruction started by, when a man ticks these boxes, this is how you behave. That's how most women are taught. When a man ticks these boxes, this is how you behave. I learned about this is how you behave. And then the men will tick these boxes. It never happens. I remember at some point, Tempest Zonda would speak about someone who has to pay for a jersey that they're already wearing. It's very difficult to pay for something that's already wearing than pay for the jersey that you have not uh, worn yet, that you still want to wear, that you still want to get. You know, some guy made a joke and said, if women said no one is getting any, no one, all of you men are not getting any until you find a cure for HIV. And the person said, you know what, in a month, all men will gather together and make sure that the guys who have eyes will bring their eyes to the scientist. Hey, the cleaners will go clean the science room, science labs. The guards will guard the science lab that nothing is messed up. The Nyaupes even will partake and recycle every material that needs to be thrown away. Like all men will work together. The taxi driver will be there transporting people there. The guy who thinks Nyamentloko will from time to time bring lunch, that these guys find the cure. You know, that's the influence of women. Yes, I know there are manipulative people. I know there are people who come wearing sheepskin and then boom, they show their true colors. I know those incidents do happen, and I'm not oblivious to that. But I personally think men should stop. In fact, South African men should stop hating on women who still hold the principle which they were taught by their parents. The same way, I'm not gonna, personally, I will not. I don't want to speak for everyone, but personally, I'll not marry a woman who has slept with the whole street. Not because I'm woke or whatever, but It's still instilled here, you know. Can't bring a woman like no, 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 you know. And men are very firm when it comes to that part. Men are very firm when it comes to no woman who's gallivanting or who's ratchet or who's these terms, man, that you guys use, those terms. Even you women use these terms when you are alone. Those terms, I would not get such and such a woman. They still hold on to that principle and they don't want to let it go. But when the sisters hold on the principle that I need a man that must provide, that must do this, that must do that, men are like, manje, why, why, latura, they always want to complain, but they want the sisters to lower their standard, but they don't want to lower their standard. That's double standards. I think just men should just pick up their socks and start. It's a pity that some of my generation was raised without fathers. But I know my generation is present, most of them. Most of my generation is now present for their kids, which I applaud, right? At least that part you guys are having it right. And then secondly, sometimes, in most cases, they take women with kids and they become present, which is still brilliant for me. Because there's something that some women don't understand, that there's a reason why these two roles are important. You can't teach double of one or double of the other. And I cannot compensate or overcompensate for my kids. I cannot substitute a female counterpart or the role of a mother or the role of a female in my kid's life. Just like the woman cannot, because there are some troubles that you'll find that your kid's like, then you wonder, man, what's wrong? Talk to me. And you think to yourself, please just talk to him. I can't get through to him. I don't know what his problem. But he's not. I buy him the Xbox and the PlayStation. He's still not. I let him go to his friends. I mean, I try to be there. I ask him, Tony, what's happening? He's not. And it just has nothing to do with you. You're perfectly playing your role. Just excel in your lane and in your role. I understand where in incidents whereby their father passed away. I understand. It's sad. I understand. But where the father is still present, make means for the kids to meet their father. At no point, even if the guy is a nonsense, sometimes some of these guys are nonsense boyfriends, nonsense husbands, but good fathers. Sometimes these guys are terrible fathers, but good husbands. But where possible, try and avoid trying to influence the kid to see things from your pain. Your perspective, not really your pain. Let them experience, let them decide on their own. Don't be this word that people love using, ngatiba, my chemist, toxic. Don't be that person. Let the kid decide what they want. Try and rekindle that relationship for the kid's sake. Guys, who thinks so?